Bill has now been passed into law. A controversial piece of legislation. Up next on the table, of course, is the anti-terrorism bill that is also as controversial as the online safety bill. Now, while there is ambiguity surrounding these bills, the provisions that they bring, and the possible criminalization of free expression here in Sri Lanka. Amidst all of this, Sri Lanka is going through an economic crisis. This is an election year. Quite a lot of things happening this year. So we will be keeping you abreast on all political developments, of course. And to continue our discourse into the current situation in Sri Lankan politics, we have with us today former parliamentarian Hirunika Premachandra, current member of the Samagi Janabala Vegia. A very good evening, Mrs. Premachandra, and welcome to the show.
Hi, good evening. Long time.
Very long time. We're having you back after quite some time.
Yes.
So to start off, you were seen in the headlines very recently for a reason that's, of course, mixed, both political, judicial, personal, very personal. This was regarding the presidential pardon that was given to Duminda De Silva over the murder of none other than your father. So there was a long battle, of course, in court. You had a press conference, you spoke about how hard this battle was, but moving forward, did this incident, just before we get into the real discussion today, did this incident really, strengthen your confidence in Sri Lanka's judicial system? Is there still hope for the general public of some sort of justice in a political system that has absolutely zero accountability?
Yes, Shalan, I must say that past 13 years was one hell of a journey for myself and my family. But now looking back, I think I still don't know how we struggled, and the grief way we went through. I mean, the period of that, not only grief, like life threatening, we had to face so many obstacles, but I think it's worth it anyway. But my personal opinion is that if we have to fight for justice, that means the rule of law and I wouldn't say the judiciary system, but the rule of law and the political system everything is messed up. That's why we have to fight for justice, right? So I think a country like USA or Canada or countries like that where the rule of the law is above everyone, they don't have to fight for justice.
Right.
They just the system is like smoothly running, and they just have to wait, and very easily and very quickly they get the decision, and the verdict day, that's the only day they have to go, and the victim and the families of the victim, they just have to go and wait for the right verdict. But here, myself as a daughter, I had to fight. I had to. I mean, when my father died, I was only 23, and I didn't know anyone. I didn't know anything at all. I was very naive. I didn't know anything, and thankfully, I must say, Sirasa, they saw some truth in me. They helped me so much. At that time, I didn't realize the support I had from this media, only Sirasa and Siyata. But now I understand the impact they made. Because, after my court date, after my dad's court, every day, I spoke to the media. That 8 or 9 seconds of that clip made a huge impact in the country. Mainly mothers and daughters, they supported me. I think I was driven into fighting for justice or prevailing justice is because I had that support from the public and the people. So what about people who don't have the support, who don't have that media support? So still, mothers from northern area, they're still looking for their sons. They're still holding their pictures after 20, maybe 10, 20 years. They're still looking for their sons. And even mothers here. Recently I saw a press meeting, you know, that 11 boys who got, who
allegedly abducted by the Navy, yes.
So those kids, I mean, if they were alive, they'll be fathers right now, like they'll be about age of 35, 36. So back then they were youngsters. So they're still looking for them. They're still looking for justice.
Because they have not been pronounced dead.
Dead yet. So I think now it's about time that after this verdict, at least people have some kind of hope. And also this showed that no one's above law. Even the president.
You might think you are above the law.
Yeah, you can't.
But you're not.
You're not. And he also, he didn't follow the procedures also. And it shows now people can actually be happy because they chase away a person who doesn't even know, doesn't even know how to use his own powers. And he doesn't know how to, this decision had shown the people how stupid the former president was.
But moving on, of course, speaking of these injustices, now, just as you said, you had to face many obstacles, but however, you had the support of, people around you, you had loved ones, family, people who have a say in society to come and back you, to support you, both financially, emotionally, and in all other aspects in life. But there are people who don't have that kind of support. There are innocent people who are suffering at the brute force of those in power.
Yes.
One of the best examples is the recent shooting of this man who was traveling in a lorry. A trigger-happy cop, of course, had opened fire. He claimed there was a video that was circulating on social media where he claimed that he just intended to point the gun at this man to scare him.
Yes.
But
and he mistakenly shot him.
Yes.
But how can someone mistakenly shoot someone right
in the head?
In the head. Thank God a bystander recorded this, right? See, this now today, you just said now that bill had
online safety.
Yeah, only online safety.
It's now the Online Safety Act.
Act now. So thank God a bystander in that incident, a bystander just recorded it, right? Just imagine that video. Because of social media, it circulated and people got to know what has happened. Just imagine if that didn't happen. Now the police will come out and say, this man was a drug lord, or he had some drug, or I saw something with him. So because of that, the police shot him. See, this is why I'm telling how dangerous this act is. You know, right now, even now, the people who are in the government side, they voted for this. But just imagine they'll go to opposition also, no? So this will affect them as well. So anyway, what I think is now, if we take this phone, Sharan, we are so addicted to our phones and we don't watch television anymore. Most of the youngsters, right? We have Facebook, we have YouTube, Twitter, all these social media apps. Just imagine not having these apps. What are you going to look at? Just the missed calls and, the messages and all that. So that's good. That's what's going to happen. All these service providers will just take off. I'm pretty sure after this, there's an act now. We can't, as citizens also, we can't do anything about it right now. Now the funny part is we can't go out and protest against it also. Because they can arrest those people accordingly. Because of that, all these clauses
because you are trying to, if they determine that you are lying, and the truth is a very objective thing, how do you decide?
Exactly. And the other thing is, now for an example, if you decide from today onwards, you don't have a religion, that's your right.
That's my truth.
That's your truth, then that's your right. Whether to believe in a religion or not. In this act, you can't do that even. That's the dangerous part, because then anyone can say you have you attacked Buddhism, or you attacked some other religion.
Or you instill, or you disturb their feelings.
So because of that they can arrest you. That's the thing. So I think recently, can you remember all those media? I mean, there was a big cow in media for this Vishwa Buddha and all those. I think those people, I mean, it's all a very well planned story, because now this act, they only specifically they're saying they brought up this act only because there's a threat to religion and
to protect women, to protect children,
to protect women, and online frauds and all that. We do have laws for that. Why do you need a different, all new act for that? So it's all because of this. Now the elections are coming up. Definitely elections are coming up, and the government is in a very troubled period right now. So because of that, I think they are scared that these a new Aragalaya would, the youngsters will form and start a new Aragalaya. I think that's one of the reasons. And also, now this channel, I'm just saying, now people have this faith in this channel and Siyata. It's okay to say, because you're not biased. But now after this act, now people will have to listen to whatever the news from other channels, what they want people to hear. So because we have social media, we have our own opinion also. So this is what they're trying to take away. It's very, very dangerous. And I think still people don't understand the gravity of this. But I think from today onwards, if these service providers and all those international social media, all those people just withdraw from our country, then the youngsters and all these youth the people will again, they have to rise against this government. Otherwise, just imagine, we are an island. So they are literally trying to keep us in this island,
isolate us from the rest of the world. Well, whatever said or done, the act has now been passed into law. The government, however, says they continue to assert that this act is only to protect women, to protect children, marginalized communities. But we will have to, now that it's passed into law.
We do have laws for that.
Now that it's passed into law, we'll of course have to wait and see. But I had several parliamentarians also from the SJB coming on this show, and one question that I asked them, and I continue to ask, of course, everybody who comes on the show, is that given such time when a government of whoever the guest is, the party that they represent, does come into power, in your case, the SJB, if a government of the SJB comes into power, is it absolutely a no-brainer? Would it definitely happen that this piece of legislation will be repealed?
Of course. We are in, now the whole world is in a, we are in a digital stage. We are in a very, we are very close to other countries and other platforms, and we can't deny that, and we can't go on like that. And there are people who have online businesses. What about them? And also, like most of the young people, they have YouTube channels, and this is the only way of, and also right now, everybody is doing politics on social media. And we can't deny that. So because of that, I think whoever comes into power, the first thing should be to revoke this, this
online safety bill.
Online safety bill.
Well, moving on from those issues, of course, to the more political matters that are coming up this year, of course, all political parties are now gearing up for elections. Recently, we saw the ITAC, Ilang Tamil Arts Party. They, for the first time in quite some time, had a vote in their working committee. Over 300 members of ITAC voted. There was President's Council M.A. Sumandiran and many others participating. President's Council M.A. Sumandiran lost the race but congratulated the winner and came out with the winner and said that they will support their leader and work together to, of course, bring their party more into the fold than they already are. But this sort of democratic framework is very rarely seen in among Sri Lankan political parties, and the fact that it has now come out of what is considered to be a minor political party, not a major political party, is of course setting a precedent for all other parties as well. Now, for example, the UNP had the same leader for over 3 decades. The SLPP always centered around the same leader. The SLFP, whoever is in power, continues to latch on to that power until their presidency is over, and now the current leader, even after his presidency, continues to hold on to that position. So do you personally believe, now that you're part of the SJB, is this democracy available in the SJB?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm one of a best example, because when I was in, I represented different parties, right? When I was there, I was very young when I started politics, but first I was in
Sri Lanka Freedom
Party.
Yes.
And then as a woman also, I never had a chance of doing any work, because there were like really senior women politicians.
Yes.
Who had all the, all these positions and all that, and they never allowed us to do anything. That same thing happened in UMP also. And I think my best age had just, gone away. At least now I'm 36, but now I think, at least now in SJB, I have a huge responsibility. And I promised myself I will never do that to any other woman, right, in our party. So we have this, system of women who are in really, who are in, grassroots level,
yes.
and, in our communities. They have a chance of getting into the higher positions. We have a voting system.
Okay.
We have a nominating system. So I think I have changed that in our Samagi Vanita group, and we have the same kind of freedom also. Like when when I was in those parties, I had never had a chance to talk. Back
at a leader. Okay.
Because even I can remember I tried, even with Ranil Wickramasinghe, he will just say, shut up and sit down.
Okay.
He used to say that a lot to me all the time, because I was quite rebellion kind of a member. But here also, in I have that freedom. Not only me, all of our members, we have that freedom of asking questions from our leader. That have to be like that's a must, right?
Yes.
And we can question him. We can state our opinions. If we don't like something, we can say that we respect the majority, their decision, but still we don't agree with that.
Okay.
So recently also I had to say that when I believe that some people came from other parties, and there are few people I don't mind. But if we are taking someone from another party, we have to look at the numbers, right? Because we are a political party.
Yes.
So that person should be an asset to us, and that person should have
a clean background,
and votes. Clean background is the first; it's a must. So when certain people they joined our party, and I had few issues, and I openly said that, and I said, I respect you. I don't agree with your decision, but I respect your decision as a party member, because the majority is took that decision.
Okay.
But I have decided if those people are on a stage, I'm a national level, I'm a national level speaker now in our party, and we have few other national level speakers. So I decided that I will never get into that stage where those people are. If they are on that stage, so and leader agreed. So I think I'm doing. We have our own policies and own beliefs. Even though we are in another, representing a party, we should have our own policies and beliefs. So he respects that, which is good. He never, as the leader and the main
the final decision maker,
and also the executive members in our party, they never forced me or they never asked questions.
So one final question, Mrs. Premachandra. Now we're moving on to this election. Like I said before, this is an unprecedented situation in the country, and unprecedented things are really happening. For the first time, a third force, a political party that is considered a minor political party, has now become a formidable force and got the main political parties now talking about them, considering them as an opponent at the election. And this is the Jatika Janabalavegya that has gained quite a little bit of traction throughout the past few years. This traction is, of course, evident on social media and various other platforms across all platforms. So, speaking of the policies that has been put forward by the SJB and the JJB, both are opposition political parties. Both policies, at least for the moment, appear to be similar.
Yeah.
So why should a voter choose the SJB over the JJB, since you are here? Could you explain us?
I'll tell you. You actually, that's what I'm also saying. If we have the similar policies, why do we can get together and, contest, no?
Yes.
Anyway, my personal, what I think is that, Sharan, now we've been listening to these speeches from all these political parties and political leaders for quite some time now.
Including the SJB also.
Yeah. So, if you look at, now our voters, they're very emotional to their speeches.
Yes.
Those speeches, each and every, if you look at all these parties, don't you think they all are saying the same thing?
Yes, it appears so.
Exactly. In different words, in different styles. And
but they're all doing things contradictory to that.
Yeah.
Also in the same way.
Now, if you take all these rallies, okay, people just look at the rally. They don't listen to the speeches, right?
They look at the number of people who are there.
They have to. They have to listen to the speeches, not look at the speech. Okay. So now, when you listen to the speeches from all these political parties, they're saying now we can't live because the prices have gone up. And carrot is this much, carrot, the prices have gone up, and the rice prices have gone up, and the Rajapaksas are, frauds, and they are corrupted, and the government officers are corrupted. All those things are very similar. Everybody's saying the same thing.
Yes.
And why do the voters have to understand, why do we have to go and listen to the same speech over and over again? If we put on the television the same thing, they're saying the same thing, even the radio, even the social media. Now, people have to understand, if they're going to a rally, if they're choosing a political party, not to listen to what they already know, ask for what they don't know. What they don't know is the solutions, the answers. Okay, the policies and what they're trying, what they're going to do in another 5 years.
Right.
In their
when they come
into power. So now, I urge all the citizens in this country, at least now, from now on, don't look at the rally. Listen to the rally. Listen to the speeches. Then you'll understand. Everybody's saying the same thing in different style and different. Those speeches are very attractive, I must say. But first, we have to. Now we are in a very difficult situation as a country, as people. We have an economic problem. we have a, I mean, economically we are in a, I mean, we can't, I mean, it's very difficult to, rise up, and also culturally we are in a very different, difficult stage, and also like all the areas, we're in a very difficult place. Now the person, and also the other thing is youth, mainly youth, are very angry. So now we need a leader who can calm them down, not to make them more angry and go against everything. So if you're listening to a speech, always listen, always ask questions. So okay, we know everything, but now what's the solution and what's their policy? Now if you take Harsha De Silva, Iran, Kabir, people don't follow their speeches because they're not attractive. Like they're not, how do I say, people are always
they're not speaking to the gallery
attractive, but they have facts and figures. They state what they're going to do in another 5 years, which is we can accept that or not, but they have a view of how they're going to turn out the country and the economy. And even if you take Sajith Premadasa also, his speeches are not attractive. He's not blaming anyone, he's not taking any names. But if you listen to his speeches, he has a policy, he has an education policy. He had stated his education policy, health policy, and his foreign policy. So now our problem is people are so used to those, people want a speaker who speak to the gallery, and they want to laugh, and they want to cheer and all that, and gradually people forget what we really need right now as a country to go forward. So I think from recently I saw like there are large amount of women participating in those rallies, especially in JVP. And actually one of the media personnel asked me, so aren't you scared? You're the women leader in SJP. Yes. I said, I'm very thrilled. And it's so refreshing to see so many women participating they're participating in politics. Yes. Doesn't matter which party. It's a good thing that women are coming out, right?
Yes.
And I think after this Aragalya also it happened. So it doesn't matter which party, but that women also need to know, need to understand. So how are we going to contribute to this economy? Is it with the legalizing prostitution, or do they really have a framework? What work? They have a policy of us, getting involved to get us involved in the economy,
to make it more productive. Of course, I think time and time again we've seen how women's involvement in politics, in economy, has really propelled nations to the next level. India also being chief among them. There are many ministers. Even the finance minister is a lady.
Foreign minister is also a lady.
Yes, it's women are really becoming a huge part of politics, and economy is beneficial for any country, and that has been proved time and time again from across the world. However, now since the election is coming up, of course, the general public needs to be more aware, just like you said about the policies of various political parties, and I don't think
that's the only way forward. Also, now you were talking about the democracy in other minor parties, right?
Yes.
All this we say good governance, or we have to change the whole system. The changing of system is even from the rallies also we have to show how we are going to change the system. We've been doing these speeches from a long time. Now we just have to take a turn and tell people what our actual policies are, and then people will also change. People will also ask, okay, now what are you going to do in next 5 years? Because now people don't want to, because people just want to listen to those, beautiful, attractive speeches.
Yes, of course. And I think there's a very popular saying that says you can't do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. So let's keep that in mind, of course, when we go to the polling booths this year. Hopefully, hopefully this year at whichever election comes our way. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I just want to, we have our literacy is 94%, right?
Yes.
Our political literacy is like, I think, 0%. Now, I think this is about time that we change that, and people need to learn politics, read politics, and listen to all these, what their policies are. And at least we have social media, we have all these policies it's just one touch. Just go to these websites from all these parties, read, and then you'll realize what is the best way forward.
Definitely. That seems like a very good suggestion. Hope our viewers take it in a positive note. Thank you very much, Mrs. Premachandra, for joining us on our program today. Thank you very much to all our viewers out there for tuning in to another episode of Face to Face. We'll see you again, same time, same place tomorrow. Until then, take care and God bless.